Welcome to World Gospel Broadcasting Network with me, Abanda Edwin, our news roundup. Let's begin with our major stories this hour. The Model School of Preaching students cried betrayal. We'll have more in this edition of the program. The annual Gospel Lectureship of the Churches of Christ has been scheduled for the 26th to the 29th of November at the Bangantik Church of Christ in the West region of Cameroon. On the 10th will be the graduation and the matriculation ceremony of students of the Bear Valley Bible Institute of Wututu. We will be having details in this edition of the program. This and more ahead. Details now. The annual Gospel Lectureship of the Churches of Christ in Cameroon has been scheduled for the 26th to the 29th of November 2020 at the Bangantik Church of Christ. This was made known to the public by the President of the Board of Trustees, whom is supervising and coordinating the activities of the annual Gospel Lectureship, especially of this year. The program already is out, as many preachers are having mixed feelings as to why every year there are certain individuals who always appear on the program and some are always dormant. Some have said, complained and said this is open bias and dominant and a portrayal of self-righteousness and hatred and enmity in the making. They therefore says the Board of Trustees should be able to be level-headed and carry activities in such a manner that will show maturity, cooperation, peace, understanding, and also a level playing ground for all to be able to exercise their God-given ability to herald the gospel. It should be noted that this particular group of people are the one who have continuously been preaching. Even the young preachers who are out there lament on the fact that through their constant appearing on the program, it has rather killed the momentum and the effervescence of the lectureship, which is one of the envied programs that brings together all Christians and ministers of the Churches of Christ in the entire Cameroon. It is rather unfortunate that this partisan attitude has ruined the fabric of the effervescence of the annual Gospel Lectureship. Many says this will be one of the lamenting position that they will exclaim during the church meeting that will take place, especially on Saturday after the program. The graduation and matriculation ceremony of the 5th and the 6th batch of the Bear Valley Bible Institute of Cameroon, Wututu, shall be taking place at their campus at the Wututu village, southwest region of Cameroon. The students who will be graduating after their 2 years intensive study at the school says they are ready to march into the wilderness to preach the gospel. The director of the school says everything is being done in preparation to welcome brethren, brothers and sisters all over the country, ministers, evangelists, missionaries, and why not local people from the village who always storm the campus every year to join in serene fellowship and of course offer cheering words to the students who march into various parts of the country to begin their professional vocation. The director of the school also says the T-shirt has been produced, which in turn will be marking the 10th anniversary celebration of the school. This year we'll be witnessing this 10th year's anniversary, which is one of those who will be a key point in the celebration that shall take place at the campus of the school. Students of the Model School of Preaching are lamenting and pointing accusation fingers at the director of the school for what they term abandonment and betrayal after the World Gospel Broadcasting Network, in its mission to promote the work of the kingdom, seek to find out if the students are effective on the field. Those we contacted in Bamenda and the littoral region in Douala says it has never been their wish to be where they are, and they lamented, crying out that after they graduated and waited for the promises made by the director for them to begin their work in various parts of the womb area, which include Befa, Benakuma, Womb, and even the one that was to work at Moko. Unfortunately, they says the director of the school decided to frustrate them with empty promises and continue his sloganeering, which enticed them while in school to the benefit of the director, after which their graduation, they were now thrown out as rats. One of them even lamented to us, saying, if not of the truth that is within the Church of Christ, such people will only kill their zeal to work for God, and in so doing they would have even left the church. Many of whom says they are where they are struggling to survive after this disappointment. It should be noted that this school, presently as we speak, is not even operating. It is rather unfortunate that so many of which we contacted and spoke to decried this particular attitude. Let's hear one of them.
He has never called, nothing. This is terrible. He sometimes, as first he used to come to Babinga and go back, I will see him pass, but he doesn't stop to say hi, nothing.
This is just the pitch, because the tip of an iceberg from what we got from the students. What a sad one there. The Church of Christ in Bengui, Cameroon, preacher continued to cry that so far their Sunday school is not effective. He said it after the congregational meeting that was held last Sunday. He said they have not been able to have their Sunday school run due to lack of benches. This is what he had to say.
Thank you very much. It is quite a difficult one that up to now we are not able to have our Sunday school classes running simply because we don't have benches. We keep praying and hoping that somebody somewhere will see the need to have our children also study because at least we have space that we can secure, that we have already secured within the building for them to have their classes and everything is in place, but we need benches. You know, it's challenging for us as a congregation with the numerous projects we have. The Ku Church, which we are carrying on with prayer cell, the My 19 congregation, the radio programs, preachers, upkeeps, all of these things. With the project that is ongoing, that we are struggling to get a plot, which so far we are still limping with the project. All these contributions here and there is not very easy for the brethren. At least we have benches, because those ones that you see there were the ones that we have struggled to put in place. But like I said, we just need somebody to assist us. Just like we have been asking for, a speaker machine that is chargeable, that we can move, preach in quarters, in squares, and in market. So far, we are still hoping that somebody somewhere will respond, so that we have it, two of them, so that we can be able to do our work effectively. We are hoping and praying. We know that God is on the throne and He will do something to help us. We are very trustful to God.
The preacher speaking after the congregational meeting. Therefore, I urge the brethren to be on their feet. Bengi congregation is one of the congregations that is suffering without a plot nor a building. Everything is all renting, including even the preacher himself. The brethren says they are determined to see that they fast track the work of God, through which before the year ends, they should be able to have made strides that will take the congregation forward. The alumni evangelism theme of the Bear Valley Bible Institute of Wututu and Banga were at Ngamilikum Church of Christ. This took place last month, where they gathered to evangelize, which is that evangelism that takes place after every 3 months. The brethren converge at the Ngamilikum Church of Christ, where they were all determined to let Christ known in the area. Some of the brethren of the congregation expressed their delight on how the brethren did a great work in their area.
Great men of God. It's been my joy for stand before men of God. No be every woman be opportune to get this forum, but I be grateful say God don't grant me this grace and this opportunity. So I welcome you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I thank God say when I get a mind for come for Church of Christ, Gamalikum, and to dish out the word of God to this community. We did very few, and we see say the work be great. We'll be grateful to God say don't bring una to come at least help we to do the work of God for this community. And I believe say the work when I don't start down by the grace of God, the work will go ahead. We thank God for the joy when I bring and for we will not be actually well known, but because of una, because of the place when I run the deep today, all this while they fast all time, they see people, they ask what they happen for here, so one day they ask and I die, they happen, they wait till they happen for here. But they come to realize and say at the Church of Christ and at the each house, because most of them they used to hear, they don't know how we did this. And now when I don't go out, I don't spread, and they don't see food, and for outside they know there's something they go on for here. So be very grateful. And I thank you for my smiling faces, the jokes when I the crack arm, inshallah I've been a family. So I be very happy for be among you, and I just want to be once more welcome. In Jesus' name.
The wife of Minister Ebue Marcellus, a host minister, speaking and congratulating various ministers who have left in many parts of the country to converge to fast track God's work and to save souls in the area. After the evangelism, during the meeting, the vice president, in the place of the president who was absent, encouraged all the ministers to be steadfast and continue in this great work of the kingdom. He further said, we all have to be united so that through which alumni will become a great team that will be hitting Cameroon and saving souls into the kingdom of Christ. The ministers were refreshed as a sum of 1.5 million was offered to the association to enable them buy some equipment that will fast track their kingdom mission. The presentation was that which refreshed so many ministers who gathered there during the occasion. All of them therefore appreciate the executive for the work that they are doing to see that they fast track and advocate so that sponsors can come in and help us. They all thank David Ballard, the coordinator of the Bear Valley Bible Institute of Wututu, for such a galvanization that led to such a huge amount of support that has now pushed the association forward, some steps forward. After which, the next rendezvous will be taking place at Matondo 2, Church of Christ. Everybody left smiling as they went back preparing to engage. The congregation sent words of thanks at the end of the program, of which